Right, we're back on PharSide Live, and I don't know if you can see on the camera, we have got Mr. Barry Hilton.
Hello, my cousins. How's it? I can see that I'm in this really classy studio with a cheap mic stand here.
I think you might have to turn your mic on there, Barry.
Oh, might actually help.
There we go. Hello, my cousins. Here we are in this really classy studio with a handheld mic. And I just turned it on right now. We've got a lady, we've got an international audience here. If you can just come over here, dear, and wave. There's a lady here all the way from Yorkshire. You're right, love. Just come. Right, love. Come. Right, love. You're right. Here she is, love. You're right, Chuck. She's going to marry a South African bloke. Obviously.
Hey, hold on. Hold on 1 second.
Who of us has crossed the Pennines?
I didn't.
There we go.
I didn't sign up to this. My mother's watching the show.
Hello, Mum. So talk to me, huh?
Yeah, so anyway, Barry, you've just flown in today.
This morning, in
Yeah,
fact.
this morning from SA. You're coming over to do a few shows.
Absolutely. I'm off to Amsterdam on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Doing quite well. I'm working in a comedy club there. And I actually worked in a comedy club 10 years ago. That's my son. My wife is beating him. We still beat children in South Africa. We do it properly. Look, he's 19, but he deserves it. I worked in a place called the Toomler 10 years ago, and I did 2 45-minute sets there. I did really, really well. But loads of South African, a lot of Dutch people, of course, were coming on there. That's the kettle boiling on the gas stove. But we're having some fun here. So I'm going back to work this comedy club now in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm off to Zurich.
Zurich.
I'm coming back here Thursday, doing the Clapperman Thursday. I'm really blessed. I did it last year. It was really cool, good fun.
Yeah.
Even the Nigerian cleaners were understanding what I was talking about. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That was an excellent show last year, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, packed out. And, I mean, it's the talk of the town at the moment. You know, you coming here, and people are looking forward to it. So, I mean, we can't wait. So, you know, it's good to have you back in the country.
Thank you very, very much. Well, you know, I'm a British citizen, so I could come here and live here and claim everything.
Okay.
My wife won't live here, unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not too sure.
Well, you can
But
see
it's lovely.
the reason why.
Well, absolutely. Look at it. I'm actually, my opening lines on Thursday will definitely be, I came here to watch Wimbledon in British summer. You know it's summer because the rain is warmer.
It's about the only thing. I mean, it's still grey and everything, and wet, but yeah.
But look what you guys have got here. People, South Africans come here and they don't realize how fortunate you are. You know, you're one step ahead. In fact, you are South African, aren't you, young lady? You're one step ahead. For instance, you can talk Afrikaans on the tube, and the chances now people will still understand you.
They do.
Because there's so many of us here. We're moving here in droves. We're actually taking over slowly. What I've done, I've listened to our president, Jacob Zuma, and I'm doing what he's told us to do, Mantla. I'm out throughout the world and I'm impregnating foreign women with South African sperm. We are growing and we will take over before any other nation takes over this place. This will be a South African rugby playing state.
Exactly. Well, we've got how many in the side now? Three South Africans.
3 South Africans in London at the moment. We're hoping for 4. Family's working next week to come in. So 3 what?
3 rugby players in the.
You've got 3 South African rugby players in the side.
In the England
In the England side.
Really?
Well, and then Matt Stevens,
Matt Stevens,
Bradley Barrett.
and Witter.
Are they
Mark
South African by
Witter.
birth, or they've been here for years and years
All
and
by
years?
birth. All by birth.
Well, that's
Well,
fine.
the Brad Barrett's a Kersney boy.
Yeah,
out
and
of,
Matt Stevens as
and Matt
well.
Stevens is a
So they
Kersney
went
boy.
to school in South Africa. And
Yeah.
how long have they been here?
I know Matt's been here for about almost as long as I have, which is about.
Yeah, Brad.
I think he's been here about 8 years now.
They've both been on the circuit.
It's
for
a good
bit.
job that this gentleman is talking to me. You see how quickly he worked out how long he's in this country, and he's in logistics. So I would actually be really scared if he asks you and gives you a quote. You should say, I've been here 8 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, and 5 days, 24 minutes.
Well, put it this way: 28th of January, 2002. Work it out.
Absolutely.
Long
Day
time.
before my birthday.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fantastic. But you see, look, I was born in Zimbabwe,
Really?
which entitles, yes, before UDI.
Rhodesia.
Well, no. Well, it was Rhodesia then, but it's Zimbabwe. You know, go with the world. It's the way it is.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe. Although,
But
my
back then
first-
is what I'm saying.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
Rhodesia those
Yeah.
days. But my first words to my parents when I was 2 years old was sell the farm. They plodded along. So that I'm entitled to British citizenship. So I could actually come here, folks, and go straight on social benefits. Not that you would, because you've got a fantastic country here. And let me tell you something, guys. You're very, very lucky to be able to live here. The British people open their hearts to you and say, come in, make a plan, show the guys how to do it. So you should be actually very, very fortunate. It's a lekker place.
I actually became British yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, I had my ceremony yesterday. I'm officially British. After being here for 10 years, I got it done.
Wow.
And you know what they gave me? Look here.
A chick from Leeds.
Yeah, close enough as a prize. That's what I got.
What is it?
They gave me a little British pin to put on my...
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, a little British pin, which will be on next week on the Antiques Roadshow, which will fetch a lot of money, at least £1,000 from a Nigerian drug lord who needs to come in, who can't go on the marriage route at the moment because they've closed down on that. So this pin is worth a lot of money. Other than that, you are busy showing a young lady from Yorkshire what South Africanism is all about.
Absolutely.
Ons kan dit vat.
Absolutely.
So brilliant. I'm looking forward. After Clapham, I'm off to Bournemouth.
Okay.
Bournemouth, then I'm doing Dublin.
Dublin as well.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Can't wait. I'm not getting money. I'm just getting paid in Guinness, apparently. So it's fine by me.
That's all right.
Sandy said it's a brilliant place. I'm doing a comedy club there. We've sold, maximum. The club's completely sold out.
Really?
The guy is really chuffed. He's got a lot of Irish corporates coming and some other people who come and have a look at me because he showed them my stuff. So, as we were talking about earlier, my stuff, I've universalized my stuff now. I've just got off an American cruise liner. I worked in San Diego this year. I'm going to Australia for the second time. I'm actually, if I may be so bold, I'm working at the Crown Casino in Melbourne.
Wow.
And they employed me.
Nice.
They phoned me up. They saw me working last year. And they saw what I could do and said to me, look, can you internationalize? Of course I can. So they did it, and we've booked him. We work in the room. I'm following Wayne Brady. So I'm really, really fortunate.
So have you found it easy to internationalize it? Because I know we were talking earlier about how, you know, obviously you do this professionally, and I'm sure, you know, it comes naturally to you, but sometimes you would think that you would slip back into your South Africanisms. Has it been easy to internationalize it?
A little bit, but you got to throw yourself in the deep end. Like, for instance, when I worked on the American cruise liner, I had to do 2 45-minute sets. There were 680 people. The cruise liner just happened to be coming into Cape Town, and the guy who books the cruise liner saw my stuff, phoned Sandy and said, look, we've been talking, would you like to go on? Here's the deal. Can Barry do 2 45-minute sets? Sandy said, of course, this is what he does. The guy said, I'll take you to that, booked me. So I was in with this cruise liner that had 680 people, of which 450 were Americans, 130 or something were Canadians, and the rest were sprinkling from around the world, including Japan, Mexico, Paraguay, Wales, some New Zealanders, some Australians. So it was right across. No South Africans whatsoever on board. So it was really cool for me. So I got on stage and I did my 45 set, and then 8 days later I did another 45 set. It was really cool, and all the entertainers on the ship said to me, wow, you should work more often on the ship. I said, well, I'd love to, but it's time to get in. You can't work on the South African cruise liners. There's nothing wrong with the South African cruise liners, but what they do is they go up and down the coast and they service South Africans.
Yeah.
The whole aim of the game is to
internationalize.
Absolutely. I don't have to be a world superstar. I don't have to go on any big fancy television programs. I'd love to, it would be great, but I don't have to. I've passed that. I do what I do, and I do it well in South Africa, and I'm hoping to expand it here now. It's fantastic.
Well, that's brilliant, because now that, you know, as you say, expands the audience base, and a lot of the guys that we know and people that will be coming to the show will, you know, be encouraged to bring, you know, it's not, that's the thing, it's not just a South African thing, it's a wider audience, it's a bigger audience, so, you know, it's open, as I said, it's internationalized.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be involved in it. So
you know, when I was when I was in San Diego now, I did the show, and it was primarily a South African organization that brought me out. But the South Africans that were in the organization had been in America for 15 to 30 years. So they were Americans as through and through.
Okay,
and in fact, one of the guys that brought me out, his son is an American, saw me on YouTube and said to his dad, hey, there's a South African guy called Barry Hilton. And some of his stuff is South African, but a lot of his stuff that he's been doing on YouTube lately is you should bring it. And that's how it worked.
Yeah.
So this gynecologist comes up to me, a South African gynecologist, and said, you know, I was quite surprised because you did the show and I didn't realize that I could have brought my American friends. And I said, well, why didn't you? He said, no, because I told them they wouldn't understand. So that is actually a thing that we have to do. We have to go out there and work it. For instance, young Trevor Noah, you've heard of young Trevor Noah. He's slaying them in the States. And he's very funny and he's a very, very talented guy. And he's doing it. I spoke to David Cow the other day. He was in Vegas on a holiday and he went up and did a set there, 5 minutes.
Okay.
But the point is, we can get it out there. But it's up to South Africans to change our style. Why should we come here and be so arrogant that we think the Brits must think how we must and entertain them? And I suppose the same goes when the rugby player comes out here. South Africa, we play great rugby, but it's slightly different here. They play a different, and if you don't adapt, you die. You're out the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So once again, for me to work, and I'm really fortunate. Can I talk about last year when it happened? I went to the comedy show after my show last year at the Clapham Grounds, and there was 220 people in the show. And I watched these 4 British comics who were great, they were nice guys. And I went to the one chap who's running it and said to him, hey, I did my gig on Thursday, and when I'm coming back again next year, would you put me on the bill? And he said to me, no, you've got to do a open spot. I said, the last time I did an open spot was when I was 16 and I put Clearasil on it and it went away. So he said to me, do an open spot. And I said to the guy, I got more English people to my show than you've got here tonight.
Yeah.
So he said, I don't care, you've got to do an open spot. So if any English people out there want to come and hear me, I'll do an open spot for you, but the rest of the stuff will be open spot as well. So make a plan.
Yeah.
I'll do my 70 minutes or whatever it was I did last year. I can't remember. It was great fun. That was just brilliant. Except this time I'm not going to wear a suit. Last year was too hot.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I'm not going to wear a suit now, it's freezing. So I don't seem to win.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what's the excitement about living in England. In South Africa, the excitement about is, are you going to make it through the day? Are you going to get shot? Here, are you going to make it through the day? Did you bring the right clothes?
Exactly, yeah.
Are the trains running on time?
Well, I thought it was brilliant. We've just been on the tubes and everything. It was fantastic. You guys are very, very lucky to live here.
Yeah.
You really are
absolutely.
lucky.
Well, I had a South African a family friend come over a couple of years back, and we went to we were waiting for the tube, and obviously I've been here for 10 years now, and the tube was delayed by 5 minutes, and I was absolutely, I was so frustrated. 5 minutes. He stood on the platform, not a care in the world, and I said to him, I'm so sorry about this, we're not going to be late. He says, Ryan, what can I say? I don't even know if the train's going to arrive.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So for being 5 minutes
Mel Miller
late.
tells a joke about that. He says, well, the people who took the train to Potchefstroom bring it back because it's got to go to Durban. But that's a definite South African joke.
Yeah.
But I see you guys are complaining here. There is crime creeping in here. There's a lot of crime coming in here, but obviously not as bad as we experience in South Africa every day. And it's quite amazing when you think we're hassling with the crime, and the guys here complain about the trains and complain about maybe a dirty street or whatever. We get killed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, they have riots here and everything, the whole world notices, but, nobody really gets, seriously injured.
And I'm not just saying that to try and garner support here. The guys here that have been allowed to come into this country, and any South African who goes anywhere in the world that gets allowed, be proud, be a proud South African, but you have to morph into that society.
Yeah.
You can be a South African, you can be here, but you've got to play by their rules and you've got to make it happen.
Couldn't agree more. If you don't like it, then go home.
Exactly.
I hate to say it, but it's true.
And that's the thing. You get so many people, moaning, it's raining again, everything, but, why don't you go back? Go back.
Absolutely.
You've got the choice. Anyway, how long?
I would love to come and live here. Sandy's not too impressed about coming to live here. I would love to. I'm trying to make a plan. I want to come here for 2 or 3 months next year, just to stay here for 2 or 3 months and work the clubs just for fun. I don't have to prove anything to anybody, but I want to do it in my bucket list. I want to go work the clubs in and out of London. It's brilliant.
How long have you been working on the international scene now? Because it's
a year and a half, correctly. In fact, I started just after I came here.
Okay.
I thought to myself, it's time for me to really internationalize. Because from here, I went to Dubai. And there was a lot of non-South Africans who came to my show. And I thought, there's my chance. So I slowed my delivery down a little bit, and it actually worked. And I've got better. Then I've got this other stuff. I was right through Africa now, working all these African countries, French-speaking countries in Africa, and a lot of foreign diplomats and all that were coming to my show. So it's an opportunity for me to do it. So it's been a year. But
Excellent.
now this is my 30th year in show business.
Yeah.
And people email me, phone me up, can't you tell this, can't you do that, can't you remember when you did that? Okay, I'll do that. So I internationalize my stuff and I've made it across the board. And we're having great fun with it. I'm receiving well. Last year I've been doing the shows.
Excellent.
When you say you internationalize the show, can you just explain like how you sort of execute it and like for example, you mentioned the creepy crawly earlier.
Yes. I will explain what a creepy crawly is
Yeah.
before I go into the joke. And the thing is, with people know about South Africans. Let's just talk to this young English lady. There's 3 places you know in South Africa, I'll guarantee you, is Johannesburg, Cape Town and Durban. Am I correct? Everybody knows Johannesburg, Cape Town and Durban.
Yeah.
So I talk about that in the beginning. I talk about the violence and I talk about that in Johannesburg, Cape Town and Durban, and then I leave it because people now have listened. We know the whole of South Africa is not full of violence and not
Exactly,
full of
yeah.
it. There's a lot of corruption at the moment. Did you know that, just as a matter of fact, this morning, only this morning, if you look on the internet, we were voted the most corrupt country in the world. And
Doesn't
did you know,
surprise me. to
well,
be
you know,
honest.
well, yesterday we were 27th, but there's nothing that $5,000 can't do. Is that funny? So, yeah, we are corrupt. There's a bad society there, but there's a lot of great people there, and South Africans need to be heard. Bring your friends, bring your Brits friends, bring the people who are non-South Africans. Come to our show. We will treat you well.
Yeah, that's good.
Absolutely.
And just going on with the new show, it's called Stand-Up Chameleon.
Stand-up comedian. It's the
Yeah.
stuff I've been doing for all of my life, and new stuff that I've been talking about with my observations that I have all over the world and whatever. So, but I've internationalized it and then we're having fun. And if I show you my Facebook page, on my side of the Facebook page that you can't see, we get inundated. Please do that. Please do that. I came to your show, you didn't do that. Ons gaan nou braai.
I love that. I love that.
I might do that.
You know what,
tomorrow. I
Barry?
might do that.
You know what, Barry? No gaan ons braai.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are having a braai now. To the people out there in England land, a braai is that we use this very little known substance you might have here in Britain. It's called meat. It's really, really cool. It's called a barbecue, mate. A barbecue. Barbecue, son?
Barbecue.
Or in Yorkshire, what do you call it? A barbecue, right? Right, look, barbecue while we're going to wait. We're going to go watch Curry. We're off to watch Curry Street. Get out, look.
Yeah.
So it's, you guys are flipping lucky. I mean, there's 60 odd million people who live here, and probably you got 35 to 40 million people who are tuned into comedy.
Exactly,
In South
yeah.
Africa, we have 70 million people if you count the illegals and whatever, but probably 1.5 million, 2
Yeah.
million people are tuned in. So the market here is just so much bigger, but there's so many more comics here and there's so many
That's the
brilliant
thing, yeah.
artists. And the reason why they are so good is because there's so much competition, so they get it out there.
I mean, you can go out in London any night of the week and you can find a comedy
Comedy
night
store.
at like
The comedy show.
thousands of
Well,
places.
you know, I said to Sandy, if we came here for a couple of 3 months and I set it up for, say, a month or two before I came here, and I even worked, and you do those little spots and you go in and out. I was talking to one of the comics last year, and he says that on a Friday and Saturday, he does 4 shows.
Jeez.
4 shows, and two on a Sunday, and whatever, and one a day during the week. So he's doing okay, you know. So you don't have to earn that much money, but if you're doing it 10 times a week, you're earning some decent tin.
Yeah.
But it's not about the money. We need money to live. We clearly need money to live. But the point is, I've worked out, if I come here for 3 months and earn probably £1,000, I can live for a year and a half in South Africa and still send money back to my kids. That's pretty cool.
Now, a lot of the comics here often start on the stand-up circuit, and then they seem to integrate themselves into a lot of comedy shows, TV shows here, panel shows.
Brilliant.
Is that? I mean, is that
It's not like that
something?
in South Africa, because we have a massive language barrier. You must understand, we have 11 official languages in South Africa. So even if you take the non-official official languages, we've got Afrikaans, English, Zulu, Xhosa, Sotho. That's 5. So if our comedy audience is even 2.5 million, that's 500,000 per person. You know, per sort of race group, if you will, or
Yeah.
cultural group. So here, there's massive opportunity, and good luck to them. Good luck to the guys. They're brilliant. I watched that QI.
QI, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant,
Stephen
man.
Fry,
The guys there are flipping brilliant. There's a really funny English guy. He's a Londoner. For the life,
Mickey Flanagan. Mickey Flanagan.
Yes, I think I've heard of
really?
it. Yeah,
Mickey Flanagan, if you're listening to this, come to my show on Thursday. It will be an honor. I think you're probably one of the funniest people I've ever heard in my whole life. His stuff is spontaneous. I just like the way he talks, and he's funny, man. Really.
But if that would that be if say an opportunity like that presented itself, you know, on the UK or on the international stage for you, is that something that you think you would say? Go from your stand up and do a panel like that
all day long. I'd
really?
be able to do that. I'd love to do it, but you know, let's get real. It's Bob Dylan once said in one of his songs, "It's a simple twist of fate."
Yeah.
You could be at the place 5 minutes late, and you're going to miss the boat. Okay. Here's a story. We were in Mauritius now a couple of months ago, and we're staying at the hotel, and I'm having breakfast. Sandy was watching Jack. She wasn't feeling too good, so she was watching. I went for breakfast for myself. Sat opposite this couple. I talked to everybody.
Yeah.
Started talking to these people, and this guy turns out to be a sitcom star in this country.
Oh, jeez.
And he's on the Baker Boys. It's a Welsh thing.
It's a, yeah.
Guy called
Maybe on Welsh TV.
Stephen Meo, M-E-O, Stephen Meo, and his lovely wife Eleanor. All right, they just got married. So Stephen, in fact, he's busy working now. He's going to come to my show on Thursday, but actually, no, he can't make it. He's working a film. They're doing a production, TV production.
Right.
And what a lovely guy. And his wife is a professional voiceover artist, and she's really cool. And she does all these fancy voices for MTV and but really the nicest people. And I said to them, hey, do you want to come and see my show? And they went like, wow, why not?
Yeah.
So they came to my show. We went to, do you remember Caboose van der Vestaes?
Yes,
Caboose van der Vestaes.
The long hair.
Yeah, Caboose van der Vestaes, and it's got a club in Mauritius, or a pub and grub.
I wonder what happened to him.
In Mauritius.
And he's got this pub and grub in Mauritius. So along comes Steve and his missus Eleanor, and a mate of mine called Wade and his missus Micheline picked us up because of Wade's work in Mauritius. He drives around in a double cab.
Okay.
What do you call them here? Pickup. Rare.
Yeah, rare.
Yeah, I still call it a
Chelsea
bucky.
Chelsea wagons.
A Chelsea tractor.
Chelsea
that's the one.
tractors.
Yeah, you know. So, anyways, so I said to Steve, "Listen, my mate's picking me up. We're going to Caboose's place," and he knew Caboose because he's a Welshman.
Okay.
He likes rugby, and we sort of got on well. I said to him, "We're going to have to sit in the back of the bucky."
Yeah.
And Stephen said to me, "Hold on a second. This is Jack, ladies and gentlemen. Just say hello, Jack."
Hello.
So,
How are you? What's your name?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
Yeah.
And who have you come to see?
But a lady.
Okay. Can you say bye now, because Daddy's with me?
Bye.
See you later.
bye bye, Jack. Yeah.
If anything, ladies and gentlemen, come and see my show, because I need to put Jack through school. So,
True story, though.
it's a true story. So Steve and I are sitting at this back of this bucky, and he's having the time of his life because he's saying to me, "Well, this doesn't happen in Britain. You don't do that."
You wouldn't see it.
And the more I get to talk to Steve, I realise that he's pretty well known here. I thought, wow, what a cool guy. So anyway, they came to my show, we had a brilliant laugh, and they wrote about me on their Facebook page. So, a simple twist of fate. So and now his missus is coming to the show on Thursday.
Okay.
And bringing some of her friends.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's one step goes to the other, and all I need is, I would need one British guy or an American guy or whatever to come and say, sure, I could actually utilize this guy because it's a new angle. Hey, you've got to do this, you've got to do this. Can you change this? Will you do that? Jack obviously gets his shyness from me.
He knows how to work a vuvuzela.
Yeah.
So that's what it boils down to. If I could convince a British agent. In fact, I've got one agent coming to see me.
Yeah.
But if I could convince the right agent to come and they say, but hold on, we could do something because this is a new angle.
Yeah.
But no disrespect to the agents here, they've got thousands of guys phoning them up and saying, yeah, mate, I'm brilliant.
Exactly.
All right, there. I'm from Liverpool. I'm really funny. Or a Scotsman saying, see you, Jimmy. Should listen to me, Jimmy. Right?
Brilliant,
So or a Welshman saying, hello, right, was? Oh, you boy. So they've got thousands of these people phoning them, telling them they're brilliant and whatever. That's what the comedy clubs are for. They're a vehicle for them to go through.
Yeah.
But however, I need to earn money, so I can't just come to the comedy club unless I do that for 3 months. But I wish somebody could bring an agent with tomorrow, even to tell me, you're not going to crack it, but do this and do this and this, you might do it.
Yeah.
Because I've done exceptionally well in South Africa, and I'm very grateful for that. I would like to do well overseas, but like I said earlier, I don't have to be the superstar. But if an opportunity came my way, and I can make British people laugh, and Germans and Americans, which I do, and clearly Australians and whatever, then why not? Because that's why we do this. We're sitting here in your studio. You've got a daytime job. You told me that you're a sex slave in Soho.
Big time.
Not a very good one.
Well, absolutely. I can see by the house you live in. Other than that, I'm sure I could ask you now, if you could do this full time and move your other job out into the sidelines, you would do this without a question. Because that's why we become artists.
Yeah.
So the guys like Mickey Flanagan.
Mickey
Yeah.
Flanagan.
Man, the guy is, I think, he's about 5'8", black hair.
Yep. Long, a
He
little longish.
talks like East End.
Very East End Cockney.
Yeah.
Really, really funny guy. I watched Darren O'Brien the other day. What a great comic. I really think he's brilliant.
good, yeah.
He's very, very, very good. But anyways, if there's a guy like that who knows somebody like that, come to my show and say, listen, do this, do that, mate, because we're all there together, because we can reciprocate.
Exactly,
We can bring them to South Africa and whatever. So it'd be brilliant.
But we've been building up a lot of hype about it, talking about it. Everyone, the social networking sites are going mad. And
I mean, on Facebook, on PharSide the whole of last week, I've been, advertising and we gave a few tickets away last week, which people that have won it are super stoked. There's this one girl who's never seen you before.
Well, there we go.
That's coming on.
That's
Thursday.
a funny thing. I always used to try and change my show completely. And then I was watching, when I decided to become internationalized, I would type in a certain person's name, and you would see half a dozen YouTube clips with this guy doing the same thing in different clubs. And I think, well, obviously they're doing that for a reason, to hone that skill, because there's always somebody there that hasn't seen it, and there's always somebody that says, you must see this, mate, it's funny. So these guys, once again, are brilliant. And I take my hat off to the guys who work here in these clubs, because it's a long, hard slog. But good luck to them.
No, absolutely.
But the people here can bring anybody to my show. As long as you can talk English, we'll have a good laugh.
But like you said, the show now is going to be a lot of, the show, the stuff that you've done before, you have done before, and you are, and you're moving forward with some new.
How many times have you seen me work?
In South Africa,
I've
a few
honestly
times,
seen
and
you about
here
6
once.
times now.
Well, you see, I don't structure my show. Maybe that's a fault. I don't know. I like to go as which way the wind blows, because
Exactly,
then it
read
makes
the
it
crowd, so to
fun
speak.
for everybody. Maybe that's what's stopping me. I don't know, but we'll see now on Thursday. It's been working ever since last September, when I left London and I went to Dubai. Then I went this, and I was on the cruise ships, and I've done this. And as I say, I'm subsequently going back on the cruise ships in Australia, going back to Australia for a month, working out there. The agencies are saying, yeah, you're funny, man.
Yeah.
Come and have a look. But the comedy is just such a great medium. It's got so big. It's like almost a pop culture.
Yeah.
Because you can like country music but not like heavy metal, or vice versa, or like them all, or this or that. Comedy, I just love listening to good comics. It's perfect.
And what we touched on earlier, one thing that does irritate me sometimes is somebody will turn around and say, I went to a show the other night, and I went and saw the guy last year, but it was the same stuff all over again. The point of the matter is that, as you say, there's always someone at the show that's never seen the comic before, and it's all new to them.
Have you ever gone to a rock concert?
I was actually just gonna say
We
this.
paid
Yeah.
1,500 rands a ticket,
Sure.
a seat last year to go see Rod Stewart. I want to tell you, Rod, we paid 3,000 rands collectively, my wife and I. It was 1,500 rands a seat. I wasted 1,500 rands because my wife didn't use her seat once. She just stood up and screamed the whole night, flashing her breasts, saying, "Take me, Rod. I'm only with this guy because he's not as good as you, but it's in the meantime, he will do." Other than that, I could have given that seat away to somebody else that wanted to see the show properly.
Exactly. Yeah.
He was brilliant. I was listening to music that he'd done for 40 years, and the guy's a genius. He's brilliant. But let's go back. You get people that'll go, "What's your, oh no, man." But yes, right. He still does it after 40 years. He must be doing something right. He must be. He's brilliant. Rod Stewart's great. All these artists that go on and go on. Engelbert Humperdinck just did you guys for the
Eurovision.
Eurovision
Okay,
song.
yeah.
Engelbert
Yeah.
Humperdinck.
Yeah.
I remember listening to Engelbert Humperdinck when my father was busy making me in the back of the Cortina. So, that's a lot how long, but he still sings and he's brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
And even there's a great comic in this country that I grew up on, a guy called Tom O'Connor.
Okay.
Okay, he was a school teacher, I believe. He was from the Liverpool. Your dad might have known him, Tom O'Connor. He used to tell the funniest stories about Scousers, and I listened to him the other day, and he's still funny about Scousers, because Scousers are funny.
Yeah.
He would say like, in Liverpool, even the old people have got a sense of humour. Old woman sees a student, she says, "What you doing, son?" "I'm at university taking medicine." "Is it doing you any good?" Brilliant.
Nice.
That's my accent, so okay. Fantastic.
But yeah, I mean, basically, I mean, because to be honest, one of my favorite concerts to go to is go to the Foo Fighters whenever they come over here, and
Yeah, brilliant.
and I hear the same songs every time, and you know what? I don't get tired of it. I
still have a goal.
appreciate what they're doing and the vibe that they
Not to tell these people out there that I'm going to do the exact
no
same
no
show
no
that I
no
did
not at
before.
all, not at all, no.
It's just things that come into my head
Yeah.
and we'll make it happen. Like
Absolutely,
we were
yeah.
talking earlier about the stuff I've seen today, and I've been talking about it. There's so
Yeah.
much new things to talk about, and you listen to stuff. It's great. Comedy is what can I call it? It's poetry.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a social commentary, but in funny. Okay.
Yeah.
But I know I talk about this Mickey Flanagan guy all the time. He's just so funny. He did a story about a guy buttoning up his shirt to the top, or buttoning up by two buttons. It was
I
so
saw something like
funny.
this. Yeah,
And he
yeah.
says basically you're one button away from being a tosser or a wanker.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really funny guy.
Yeah.
Please come to my show, Mick.
Yeah.
Make a play. If anybody knows Mickey out there, give him a shout. I think he's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So just to let everybody know, they can get tickets for Thursday's show on at www.satickets.co.uk.
And also for Bournemouth.
And
If,
Bournemouth
if
as
they're
well,
down
yes.
Or Holland.
Holland, yes. You're doing
Or Zurich.
Amsterdam first, aren't you?
Amsterdam on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Amsterdam Tuesdays, Zurich.
Amsterdam on Tuesday. We're probably eating a few cookies. And it's going to take me 27 hours to get to Zurich. But it'll be the same day.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't get stuck in a coffee shop, eh?
Don't get stuck in the... No, I've been there. I've had my full of dacha, I can tell you that. Sure, flip sake.
But, what I was saying earlier with not getting tired of jokes and stuff is, for instance, the whole when you caught I think Brad smoking dacha.
No, my father caught me.
Oh, your father,
father
yes,
caught
yes.
I told that story a long time ago.
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows, it might creep in. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Doesn't really matter. We're
yeah.
having fun. How's this place, this country of yours? Did you know that today we've had 4 seasons 3 times?
Exactly, yeah.
And we still
It's now sunny and it's like hot as hell. And maybe you should open the window before I perspire to death.
and we're still experiencing a drought.
Is it a drought here?
Yeah.
Apparently, we still got a hose pipe
We got
band.
hose pipe bans.
There's a hose pipe ban in England.
That's what we were saying earlier. I got enough water on my flat roof at home, so if anyone wants to water their garden, they're quite happy to come take
But
it
maybe
off.
you see, because this country has so much rainfall. Think about it.
Yeah.
When they designed their reservoirs, they're not designed to last as long as countries that have got a dry.
Apparently, it's something to do with the water table. Like, even though it's been raining a shitload, the water just kind of washes off. It doesn't.
Oh,
go in,
okay.
and that's why they still got the.
Do you know we had such a drought last year in the
Yeah.
Karoo? A cow gave birth to 4 kilograms of biltong. So, there we go.
Yeah. No, that's, yeah, well, Barry, really appreciate you coming down
That's
here.
fantastic. I'm
yeah.
only going for the braai, not for
Yeah,
this
no,
rubbish.
well, yeah, we got Jojo's Vorse Rolls.
Jojo's Worsrolls. Ons gaan nou braai, manne! Nou gaan ons braai.
Jojo's has driven all the way back in quite a rush from North Wales, funny enough, just to...
North Wales,
yeah,
whereabouts?
where was it, Kat? Sorry?
Cardigan Bay.
Cardigan Bay.
Cardigan Bay.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
People who can't afford to go to Jersey apparently go to Cardigan Bay. It's sort of cheaper. Cardigan Bay. I used to live in Colwyn Bay for a little while, and I went to school in Rill for a little while before my father. My father moved so much. He used to get fan mail from Romanian gypsies. So, we lived in. I remember living in Colwyn Bay for a few years, and went to school in Rill, and then we went back to South Africa to fight the front.
Yeah, yeah.
Make a plan, manne. Manne, ons gaan nou bly. Dankie.
Awesome.
That's brilliant. We're going to have fun on Thursday.
yeah.
Please come see my show.
Yeah.
We're really going to have her up there. It's really cool. It's a lovely venue. And
know,
thanks to SA
yeah.
Promo for putting it up in the PharSide.
Yeah.
I'm really chuffed that you would do this. Invite me to your house, which is a studio, which is also a braai area,
Exactly.
which seems to be, with all these women here, a brothel. But coming in.
Well, some might say. No, awesome. Well, thanks. Really appreciate you coming down. Hope you get a good night's sleep tonight. And yeah, because you must be stuffed. I tell you.
We stuff. No, we flew. It's a 10-hour flight.
Yeah.
It's a 10-hour flight from Joburg. It's actually not that bad. You know, you get on. It's just when Jack was crying, when people gave me that sort of, they give you the look
Yeah,
like
that's stare.
this baby's crying, and I'm looking him back thinking this baby's paid for his ticket. I'll let him cry.
Nice.
Cool.
So anyway, just again, thanks Barry for coming down. And if you guys want tickets to the Bournemouth and London show, head over to satickets.co.uk and get yourself some tickets. And
Thanks very much for supporting me.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much
plan.
for popping down.
Yeah.
It's been brilliant. Thank you.
Wicked. Oh, thanks a lot. Cool.